Joe? I mean, how can you have tens of thousands of people looking for you all the time and not one person find you? So is that...
What is this voodoo baloney? My oi oi oi. Hey. What? Here, have a little tuberculosis. How about some COVID? Maybe the flu. Okay, yeah. Fantastic.
I would say 4 days we've charged it like 7 times.
Dying constantly.
The past few days, the weather has been in the negative, -10, -12, negative, just all negatives. I can't even charge my vehicle, y'all. And then you got all these.
Well, y'all listen to Joe.
Waiting, and these Tesla, these chargers is broke.
And Kerry says, don't believe any of that. EVs run smooth. That's disinformation.
There has been a very, very clear policy, which regrettably has been attacked by people who are engaged in high levels of disinformation.
Oh, yeah.
They've been trying to scare people about the range of vehicles, so there's range anxiety out there.
Range anxiety. Okay.
People are getting anxiety because their cars are running out of juice when it's below zero, not because of disinformation. It's merely an observation.
They want mandatory electric cars. The cars go for like two hours. What are you going to do? Everyone's going to be sitting on the highway. We're all going to be looking for a little plug-in. Does anybody have a plug-in? My car just stopped. I've been driving for an hour and 51 minutes.
But even graveyards of frozen EVs won't stop Uber from electrifying their whole fleet.
Okay.
We are totally committed to electrification of our fleets. Right?
Great.
We talked about by 2030 in the U.S., Canada, Europe, 2040.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Now, if you need a ride to the airport in the winter, maybe just call a cab. Michael Shelley.
They still have one?
It's not conflict or climate. It is disinformation and misinformation.
Yeah, you must listen to us.
By polarization.
It's not the solution. The state is the problem itself. You are the true protagonists of this story. Sure that as from today, Argentina is your staunch, unconditional ally. Thank you very much, and long live freedom. Damn it.
The state is not the solution. The state is the enemy.
Damn it.
Good for you.
To shove down the House's throat. And we have sent a clear message. I have been yelling it from the rooftops at our new speaker, Mike Johnson. He better not pass funding for Ukraine, and he better not give in and give the Biden administration and Democrats a border policy win while they're running and campaigning for re-election. That's not going to happen. The voters across the country gave Republicans the majority for a reason, because they are sick and tired of Democrat policies. And while we bragged about the power of the purse, it's time for us to use it. We've already seen 3 CRs pass this Congress. That's Nancy Pelosi's budget. That is the same budget that passes the open border policies, funds the war in Ukraine, funds the Green New Deal, DEI, and all the garbage that people are sick and tired of. But let me point this out, Steve, because this is...
Ready. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put on the brakes. Put on the brakes. Not that. That's a clutch. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, flufties, bonghorn heifers, right and left wing wackos, woodchucks, and chuckettes, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, to another version of It's News to Us.
Yes.
And you are watching It's News to Us. We're watching Machinists on the green screen. We're Newport's oldest TV news. Want your new brown cows, locals say. And here's some Thorazine advert. For old Joe, he's got sundowner syndrome. He's angry. I'm angry. He started hollering. Oh man, you should have seen him. If you get to see the stuff from last Friday, he just blew it, man. He sounded like he was drunk. All hail the cadaver in chief. That's them right there. Beware the Bronze Age sky god. He's going to beat you and forgive you and beat you and forgive you. We're all inclusive here. We cater to men, women, bat wangers, paper hangers, goat ropers, dope smokers. You're all welcome here. And here's some websites for you. The IA Project, that's a good one. And heritage.org, of course. Heritage, the guy from the Heritage Institution was the one who witch slapped those people in Davos last week and went up one side of them and down the other. Him along with the new president of Argentina. And here's some good ones too. LindellPlan.com, that's a good one. You know that Mike Lindell, he got canceled from Fox, Philo, the MyPillow guy.
Yeah, I know.
$2 million a week he was spending on on commercials, and they canned him. They just said, nope, he's a Trumpster, so we'll get rid of him. It's crazy, man. Free speech is like almost dead.
Does Fox know which side of the fence it's on?
Fox, they take offense with that too. Oh, by the way, in the booth we have Philo T. Farnsworth, College of Musical Knowledge. You can see him waving. We keep him locked in the booth and slide a pizza under the door now and then.
Pizza.
Yeah. You can see his videos, his drumming videos at Terry DeFazio on YouTube. Be sure to check them out.
We've got a new one coming up February 6th.
Oh, cool. Oh, let's start with the news you're not going to hear. The news you won't snooze. Right now, there are approximately 19% of United's pilots, right? United Airlines?
Yep.
19% are female and minorities. And they said that they're striving to get up to 50% soon. And it's like, why? Why don't you just hire the people who are most qualified, especially air traffic controllers? Mm-hmm. You'd think. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they said there was 500,000 jobs created. Well, guess what, Philo? They revised that figure downward again. This is what they've been doing since this bonehead got selected. They come in, they say, oh, we created. That's my favorite. He created. Like, I mentioned this one time at a rally when Clara was there. He created jobs, all right. He created them up and sent them to China. He created all these jobs. And then they come out like, I don't know, a couple weeks later, because of course that's what makes the headlines. He's created all these jobs. And then they come out a couple weeks later and say, well, the labor statistics, they had to revise that number downward, And, oh man, they spent $250 million. We're talking over $250 million were spent against Trump in Iowa and New Hampshire, Philo. It's not like a waste of money, right?
It's all a waste of money.
And it turns out, Karl Rove there, Bush's brain, they used to call him.
Oh, yeah, him?
Yeah, with the whiteboard.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you see, you get this many and you subtract this many. Well, Bush used to call him Turd Blossom, right? Well, Turd Blossom's wife, I guess, works for Nikki Haley.
Oh, fancy that.
Yeah, she's making the big coin as a consultant, we hear.
I'd rather have an insultant myself.
Yeah, an insultant, exactly.
Yeah, really.
Let's see. According to the latest figures, 72% of Republicans and 42% of the U.S. population says the 2020 election was stolen. Because we're seeing more and more stuff. Oh, and if you go to revolver.news, this congressman, what the hell's his name? Congressman Massey, just released to Revolver and other news outlets more videotape of the so-called bomber that left the bombs on January 5th in Washington, one at the, supposedly at the RNC, which turned out to be in an alley in a bar behind the RNC. And they said there was an hour left on the timer, yet you look at the timer, it's a 1 hour egg timer, Philo.
Maybe somebody forgot to start it.
Yeah. And then there's
the eggs weren't done yet.
Yeah, and then there's video. There's video of the DNC bomber, and there's a bomb there, and you got the Secret Service and a DC Metro cop. They're both sitting there in their cars. This guy comes along. He sees the friggin' bomb, in a so-called bomb, in a gym bag on a park bench there. So he opens it up and like looks in. Then he goes over and tells the cops there's a bomb there. And do they run and like, you know, get the bomb squad and shut the place down and barricade it? No, they don't do anything, Philo. They're hemming and hawing and joking and scratching their butts in their bag and just, you know, walking around fiddly-dee, you know. It's crazy. Well, you can see that, so that's why it's a Fedsurrection. And what's-his-face said that, God, there's another congressman. He said that he knows for a fact there were, I don't know, there were 40 or 50 or something undercover FBI assets disguised as Trump supporters on January 6th. You can see all this at revolver.news. And oh man, it looks like Big Fanny, what's her name, Willis or whatever, down in Georgia, the one that's persecuting Trump because he had a phone call and he said, find me some votes, you know, because we all saw, a lot of us saw video from Atlanta of the vote count. But anyways, so Fannie Willis, she's filed the RICO charges against Trump, and it seems like, according to the divorce documents, she hired her boyfriend, who is an ambulance chaser, has no friggin' experience in this kind of law whatsoever, and she paid him something like, I don't know, a million space bucks or something, and then he goes and takes her on junkets down to the Caribbean and like, I don't know, off to Thailand or Bora Bora, Tora Tora, or some damn thing. And so his ex-wife has all these receipts of all the credit cards. It's crazy. He even went up to Washington, D.C. It looks like he colluded with the Biden White House, which is unethical to say the least, probably illegal. And and he even billed him for 24 hours work, Philo. 24 hours in one stretch at the White House. Oh, sure.
Not surprised.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's completely normal, man. Yeah. His name is Nathan Wade. And yet they're going after Trump. They're spending millions on this case. And yet the high crime in Atlanta is being ignored. Might
it have been a smart deal for Trump to stay the hell away on January 6th, go somewhere else, not keep opening up his damn mouth and making a big scene out of everything?
Yeah.
It might have been a little smarter if he'd just like been some other city so they can't blame him. Oh no, he's going to be right in the thick of it.
Well, they've got a trail, and it looks like they lied. The first commission, the one where they allowed hearsay evidence and didn't have any Republicans on board, real Republicans.
The man does not think. He has to separate himself from these situations that make him look bad.
Yeah, hopefully he's getting wiser. He was really very magnanimous in the past couple of days to his opponents. Thank God for small favors. Anyways, it looks like, guess how much they're spending a month for illegal aliens in Massachusetts, Philo?
Oh, a lot, I hope.
$45 million a month.
Oh, more taxes will solve everything.
And so what are they going to do there? Yeah, exactly. They're raising taxes. They're cutting services for the elderly, for the homeless, for the veterans. You name it, they're cutting it to pay for $45 million. And they're even asking in Mass, New Hampshire, they're asking people to open up their houses for and take in a family of friggin' illegals.
Oh, sure. That's going to go over real big.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And I heard somewhere that New Orleans Mayor LaToya Jackson, according to the FBI, I think, took her boy toy to Dubai for a climate action conference and then billed it to the city of New Orleans, Philo.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. And, you know, why does it always seem like these people, it's the ones that are getting busted and doing this are all seemingly people of color. And it's the same thing right over here in Burlington. Did you see that guy that barricaded himself in a bar day before yesterday, Philo?
He just wanted a drink.
Yeah.
He couldn't get served a beer. It doesn't matter the fact he was only 14. Sorry, I'll let you continue.
He had finally crossed the Rubicon when he was making Molotov cocktails out of the high-proof alcohol.
Oh.
And this girl who works for Channel 5, right? She was in there with her friend. They met for drinks after work. And she's in there with her friend. She said she couldn't take it anymore. When he started making the Molotov cocktails, she picked up a friggin' bar stool. Now, this is a Vermont girl for you, Philo.
Oh, good.
Picks up a bar stool and slams him across the back. And while he's down and out on the floor, her and her girlfriend go racing out the door, and the cops throw in a flashbang grenade after 4 hours of standoff.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Yeah. His name is Tashawn Lee.
Really?
Tashawn Lee. Yep.
Another Irish guy.
Another Irishman. Yep. And guess what? He's only had 110 encounters with the police over the years, Philo.
Oh, that's no big deal.
No, he's a good boy.
Yes, very.
Very good boy.
Yep.
Yep. And according to latest statistics, between 2,000 and 12,000 non-citizens voted in Arizona in 2020 and 22. Oh yeah, whatever happened to the stimulus money? Remember they were the $800,000 for the heated sidewalks over in Berlin, New Hampshire, Philo?
Never heard about that one.
Yeah, well, we never heard of it again.
Yeah.
I bet you it went in somebody's pocket for a study.
Yep.
This is what the so-called progressives do. They come in, they fleece you and me with higher taxes, they're ruining our currency, it's worth less and less daily, and they take our money and give it to their donors and their friends, and so that they can have more friends. It's a great,
it's all about connections, Steve.
Yeah, it's like what do they call it, a self-licking ice cream cone.
Yep.
And that black guy who was head of that stupid commission, Benny the Toad Thompson. What the heck? Oh, he's withholding, I don't know how many terabytes of January 6th video. He's just withholding it, no problem. And we're just, and Joe Biden has got us on track to give $1.7 billion to the United Nations, Philo. And it's going to over 248 non-governmental organizations to transport the migrants around the country, Philo.
I think they should all go to cities like New York and Chicago and Boston. All of these bleeding heart liberals want this. Let them take care of it.
They get a free cell phones. They can hop on planes.
Steve, did you see what they said last night?
No ID? No, what?
You know all the barbed wire that Texas has put up?
Oh, yeah, the Supreme Court says the feds can cut it down.
Yeah, isn't that great? And this is supposed to be a conservative Supreme Court?
Yeah, that John Roberts is a real tool. He's a friggin' idiot. And Amy Coney Barrett, you know, hey, who's the biggest NGO that's shepherding these immigrants around, Philo? Catholic Charities.
Oh boy, yes. I bet they aren't paying for them though.
Yeah, no, it's our tax dollars that are paying for this invasion. And what was the big beef with Amy Coney Barrett during her hearings when she became a Supreme Court judge? Remember, Dianne Feinstein says, your dogma lives loudly inside you, being a Catholic.
Well,
looks like Dianne was right, Philo.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I've lost track of all the Supreme Court justices.
Yeah, we've got no more DNA tests at the border. No more remain in Mexico. So these people can come in with a bunch of kids and they say, yeah, these are our kids. This is my son, this is my daughter. And when Trump was president, they made him take a DNA test. You can get the results in a day or two.
Yep.
It prevented the kids from being trafficked and molested. There's 85,000 kids they're missing. They don't know where they are.
Oh, they're at the border.
Yeah.
And then they go missing.
Yeah. Oh, sure. And now with this baloney Ukraine deal, border baloney, which I hope they get spanked and shut down the government. It's all like, you know what? No border, no government. That's it. Shut it down. It's the only thing these people understand. Because with this deal, they want to allow 5,000 of them in a day. 5,000 a day. How many is that times 365?
Oh, it's 2 or 3, 4, maybe.
Yeah, it means up to 5,000 a day. Philo, it's not really. It's crazy.
Well, if you want to know, Steve, I can give you the exact number.
Yeah, just for kicks and grins. Let's see what 5,000 times 365 is.
Hey, I'm getting all these damn messages and it's covering up my calculator.
I wish.
Go away.
I wish I was.
1,825,000.
Wow.
1,825,000. That's your number.
1.8 million. Okay. No problem.
Nope.
Oh, sure.
These things do come in handy once in a while.
Yeah. Oh, and last week they asked Biden about the Houthis, and you know what? According to his press secretary, it said that they're waiting for the Houthis to stop bombing us.
Are you joking?
No, that's what one of the spokesmen said. It's like, would you please stop bombing us, please? Please, pretty please. We've already taken you off the terror watch list right when Joe got elected, and you're getting all this money and weapons from Iran. Can you please stop bombing us, Mr. Houthi and the Blowfish?
Can men menstruate that this pops up? This is a feature.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And the Defense Secretary Austin, another black toad, he lied, and he got the chair of the Joint Chiefs to lie also about him being incapacitated, and they're not doing anything about that because, you know, he's black. We don't do anything to black people because they're black.
You know what it is? It's a matter of when you keep telling people that they're victims, they'll believe it.
Yeah, and then they start taking liberties.
Like stealing and robbing and, you know.
Oh, sure. Carjacking.
Murder. Smash and grab at retail places. You see it all the time.
Rape, murder, robbery. Oh, of course. It's just nothing, man.
We're entitled because you oppressed us.
That's right. This is just these are just our reparations.
Yep.
And
you have one of those here in Vermont, you know.
Oh, I'm telling you. Well, why do you think that kid wasn't in jail?
And one of our representatives right around here.
Oh, cripeny.
It's a lady.
Oh, of course.
I'm not going to say her name. I don't want to get us in trouble.
I can't remember her name. What the hell's her name?
Katie Darlin.
Oh, Katie. Katie Sims Darlin. Yes. Yes. She's a progressive, don't you know?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and if you want to see something great, go on the internet and look up on YouTube, Kevin Roberts at Davos. He was the one from the Heritage Institute, and he just witch slapped all these guys at Davos. And the other one was Milieu. We've got a clip of Milieu, the Argentine president. He witch slapped him too. And also the UFC guy there, Sean Strickland. He went after Trudeau and the Canadians, like you read about. And oh yeah, according to Davos, farming is now ecocide, Philo. According to the World Economic Foundation.
Yes, we got to get rid of all the farms and all the cows because they're what's making the pollution, and that's what's causing the global warming.
Yeah, well, they're only doing it. They're trying it out. Oh, they're only doing it in England, Germany, Holland, and soon it's coming to the United States.
Yeah, this is going to go over real big.
Yeah, it's.
By the way, you see what Italy did? It banned the manufacture of synthetic meat.
Good for them.
Yeah, they did. They banned it. They said you will not make artificial meat in this country.
According to this, the Europeans, the Germans, they're trying to go carbon free. The farmers are all gathered at the Brandenburg Gate in protest. Do we see any of that on TV? Oh, hell no. All we get is a bunch of talking heads bitching about New Hampshire.
Or you see Taylor Swift or all the celebrities.
Yeah.
That's what you see.
It's they're calling it eco-fascism. No NPK, no fertilizer. And over here, we've got the Democrats have proposed a carbon tax for USA energy and manufacturing, a surcharge on everything that produces CO2, Philo. And they got 4 Republicans in the Senate to go along with it. Nancy Graham and 3 others.
Well, they're doing that right here in Vermont. They've already passed that here in Vermont, you know.
What, with the fertilizer?
No, with the heating carbon tax.
Oh, yeah. They still haven't ironed that out yet, from what I understand.
It's going to take place next year, I think.
That's crazy.
I think so.
Oh, sure. I mean, I can see buffer zones and stuff to keep the algae blooms down and to keep the dead zone out of the Gulf of Mexico, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Sure, we are using too much NPK. They could use less. They should use less. They should have buffer zones in places where it'll, catch basins. But no, they're trying to beggar the farmer. And what'll they do? That means that the farmers will just go to third world countries like Brazil and Argentina. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's crazy. So they're going to beggar our farmers. Yeah, and according to the Davos people, 48% of the rich and the elite think the USA has, people in the USA have too much freedom, Philo.
Oh, that was definitely proven during COVID.
Oh, yeah? Huh?
No, that was definitely proven. But, it's nice. A few governors wouldn't go along with it.
Yeah, like DeSantis.
Yeah, right. No, but besides all of his faults, he really stood his ground on that one.
Yeah. They want to ban non-essential air travel, which means, vacation. You won't be able to take your kids to see Disneyland or go see grandma who lives in friggin' Florida or whatever.
Yeah, that's where we're going this year.
Yeah. They want to, I'm thinking about moving down there, Philo, I swear to God. I could see myself living just north of Tampa on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, we're going near there. We're going to Venice.
There you go. Yeah, they want to ban SUVs, pickups, gas stoves, and these are the people who support Biden. 80% of them support Biden.
Of course they do.
Oh, yeah. It's nuts, man. Oh, and here's another thing. The Democrats are going to try and go after and keep Trump off the ballot, or all Republicans off the ballot, and they say that this works. I think it's the machines. I don't think it's abortion. But they say that the elections have been lost because of abortion. I don't think so. But here's what happened, boys and girls. Years ago, when they started coming out with ultrasound, Philo, remember?
Yep.
Where you could see it in real time.
Yep.
Well, the abortionists, they would use the ultrasound machine so that they would go in there and get the fetus and kill it, stab it and kill it, and then suck the parts out, right?
Yep.
And then sell the parts. So a lot of nurses and stuff said, they'd get sick, physically ill, right? It takes a strong stomach and a conscience to like murder any animal in the womb, you know what I mean? And then rip it apart and pull the parts out, okay? So some of the regular nurses, they couldn't take it, and but they got video. They got video of this procedure, and they wanted to show it on commercials, on TV commercials, so that the average schmuck, the average Joe Six-Pack, could look at it and see the baby in the womb when they had the cannula or whatever it is.
Yep.
When they're thrusting it at the fetus, and the fetus is backing up trying to push it away. But guess what? None of the networks or TV stations or billboards or anything would allow it to be shown.
Not surprised.
That's why we don't have. That's why people don't have problems with limits on abortions. There are only 2 countries, 3 I think, 3 countries on the planet that allow abortions up to the time of birth. USA, North Korea, and Communist China.
Well, we're in good company, aren't we?
Yeah, oh sure. And, oh yeah, and another Nikki person we hear of, somebody who's working on Nikki's campaign, is this person called Tyler Clark, who's who's a member of the 1620 Fund, which is a subsidy of the Arabella Group. And anybody who's had anything to do with the Arabella Group, these are the same people that fund the Atlantic, along with Jeff Bezos' wife. It used to be a magazine, member.
Really?
Yeah, now it's a non-governmental think tank or something, the Atlantic. They're globalists, basically.
Oh, okay.
Here's a CNC machine. This is what I used to program in the old days.
I remember when there used to be TNC machines.
Yeah, total.
Yeah, they were tape operated.
Yeah, that was just numerical control. The first tapes that I programmed were, I didn't even have a flexowriter, a typewriter to punch holes in the tape. I used to have to punch it with a little hand punch. That was a trip, man. Took forever too.
Yeah, if you make a mistake, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, you have to start over. Yeah, the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, gave millions 3 times to the University of Pennsylvania for the Biden Center last year for Joe and Hunter. It's up to something like 130 million, Philo.
Not surprised. The UPenn just got in a lot of trouble anyway.
Yeah, they, that wouldn't have any effect on Biden's China policy, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, hell no.
Arg, 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 arg.
And NBC and CNN would not air Trump's Iowa speech. And Rachel Maddow, I was watching this. Rachel Maddow said that NBC does not knowingly broadcast untruths. Really?
Well, yeah, right.
You guys went with the Russia hoax, with the masks, with the vaccines, with COVID, with all this stuff for all that time, and now you're saying, oh, we don't broadcast untruths, Rachel?
And you know what she came out with? She got nailed for?
Oh, God.
She said to this guy, don't you agree that women only get 77 cents on the dollar as much as men? And this guy nailed her. I mean, nailed her, crucified her on her own show.
It depends on what field you're in.
Yes, and it depends on what you're called to do.
Yeah.
And besides, under the law, you cannot discriminate anymore.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that women are being only paid such and such. If you want to run an oil rig and go out there and do that dangerous work, you're going to get paid that because those are probably union jobs, right?
Oh, yeah.
And union jobs have specific rates. Because I know I worked in a union shop. If you were a labor grade 8 or a 9 or a 10, you had rates and you had to be paid. You paid the person that. whether you were a man or a woman.
Yeah, did you see that movie with Mark Wahlberg and Kurt Russell?
No, I didn't.
About that oil rig that blew up?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh God, it's a great movie, Terry. See if you can find the name of it. God almighty.
Well, let me see. Let me switch off my mic, and I will look it up. It's you said Kurt Russell and Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg, yeah. It's an oil platform, the Horizon disaster. And I'll blather on here. Yeah, and according to this too, Samuel, it looks like they've dropped the case, or they've postponed the case, or they're doing nothing about that case with Samuel Bankman-Fried and all that crypto money that just kind of vanished like a fart in the wind.
Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah, great movie. I got a copy of it on DVD at home. It's insane. But anyways, like you were saying, they're all union jobs, and there are a few women on the rig, on the oil platform, and I didn't see any of them, around doing the real dangerous stuff around the drill bits,
Mm-hmm.
But they were doing tech work like the propulsion unit to keep the platform from moving and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Making the long dollar. This one girl that worked on the rig, she had this like 67 Mustang all restored. They're making damn good money. Yep. So Samuel Bankman-Fried, the crypto that's dropped, they said, well, it wasn't all Democrats that he gave the money to, he gave some money to Republicans. Yeah, it turns out that it's like 1 or 2% went to Republicans. The other 88 or 98% went to Democrats only, like Pee Wee Welch and our Becca Balint up here, our congresswoman. She took money from him, Philo.
Yep.
We never heard if she gave it back either.
No, they won't give it back.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, and that Fannie, she got $14.6 million for Fannie in federal grants, and she's using some of that money to go after Trump. And in 2020, you can see this at Gateway Pundit. Don't take my word for it. And I know that YouTube's going to put up not a strike, but an election interference thing for saying this, but I got to tell you anyways. According to the Gateway Pundit, this lawsuit it's still being heard in Atlanta. This guy, Professor Haldeman, a computer expert, he opened in court. He opened a voting machine and changed the votes with a pen, Philo. He changed the votes on the machine with a pen, a simple pen. And the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, buried it. Fannie got her boy toy spent $700,000, or got $700,000. But the judge's name is Judge Totenberg. Where Professor Haldeman, in Judge Totenberg's courtroom, used a ballpoint pen. It's just crazy, man.
Yep, sounds pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, we're supposed to trust these. That's why the My Pillow guy wants to go back, LindellPlan.com. He wants to go to paper ballots. And you can use machines to count them, but at least with the paper ballots, you have a record, and then you should have a voter ID for everybody. That's what they do in Canada. That's what they did in Argentina. That's what they do in France and in Germany. But we can't do it here because, it might take too long, Philo.
Yes, we have to have the results now.
Yeah, but we don't get the results now. It's just the opposite. They're taking sometimes like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month to get the results in.
You remember Chernobyl, right?
Yeah.
The American press jumped to so many conclusions before they got all the facts.
Yeah. Farmers' protests catch on in Germany. It's freezing cold this evening, a hilltop in Thuringia, but the atmosphere is warm. They're out there with tractors and bonfires and sausages and pumpkin soup. That's the Krauts for you, man. They don't like them greasy sausages. This is the Epoch Times. You can read these articles online. You don't have to get the print like I do, but there's the article on the bottom. But I do anyways. And let's see, A11. Here's the tractors right here, Philo. And they're blocking highways and stuff, but the people are with them. They're not holding up. They get out of the way for ambulances and fire and stuff. Speaking of which, it was last night before last, the fireheads went ripping out of the village at like 3 or 4 a.m. Headed up towards JP. Yeah, so anyways, Germany just witnessed the first week of action organized by the German Farmers Association. Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. There's the Alternative for Deutschland. Let's see. The Euro, they're doing the same thing. They're getting rid of, because of the high energy costs, the so-called greenies and no CO2 and crap like that. The Germans, they're canned all their manufacturing, Philo. Mercedes and BMW, they all have plants in South Carolina because the electricity costs are so much cheaper and it's more reliable.
Well, it'd be good more jobs for our guys, right?
Yeah. And they blocked highways, road junctions, warehouses, a supermarket chains with their tractors, organized rallies, and paralyzed access roads to entire towns. The German government is deeply unpopular. Over 3/4, 76%, disapprove of its policies. 72% are unhappy with their Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, and that number is rising. Let's see. The Berlin political bubble. One of the examples is following the Baltic Sea floods in October of last fall, the German government refused to provide aid to strengthen the dikes, because there's like farmland there and stuff, right, Philo?
Yep.
So meanwhile, Germany dished out $10 billion in aid to India to help India counter climate-related threats. The straw that broke the camel's back with the farmers was the subsidy cuts just before Christmas. Now, government runs out of money because they got a balanced budget constitution. We wrote their constitution after World War II.
Yeah, and then we don't follow our own.
Yeah. While the money had been approved as a COVID emergency loan, the Schultz government wanted to use it for climate measures and to modernize the economy. One of the measures was to end the diesel fuel subsidy for the medium-size farms. That means $3,000 in extra costs a year. Another was to abolish the tax discount for ag vehicles. It gets worse. From 2010 to 2020, 36,000 farms went out of business in Germany. That's an average of 10 farms a day, resulting in the loss of 1 in 7 jobs in the sector. Many farmers are unable to find a successor or are struggling due to regulations, bureaucracy, and price pressure from big supermarket chains. Well, that's what got them riled up against the Jews when Hitler came to power, Philo. Was all these little mom and pop stores were being replaced by big chain stores in the 1930s.
Huh.
Yeah, and they happened to be owned and run by the Jews. So the Germans got really angry and started killing the Jews. A broad majority of Germans, 69%, support the protests. Let's see. Well, they blame them right wing, of course. Yep. The actions have been peaceful. Media framing the protests as deliberately stirred up by radical forces or infiltrated by right-wing extremists fell flat. The organizers have clearly distanced themselves from fringe groups or violence. Okay. U.S. container ship hit by a Houthi missile. Houthi. A cargo ship was hit January 15th. One day after they launched an anti-ship cruise missile at a U.S. destroyer. Let's see, it fired from Yemen, struck the Eagle Gibraltar in the Gulf of Aden. The ship reported no injuries or significant damage and continued on its journey. Well, it looks like the made in Iran label isn't quite up to snuff, Philo.
Yeah, that whole situation's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, they're not known for like watchmaking or toy making or precision manufacturing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Well, they taught the Palestinians in Gaza how to make cheap rockets.
Well, that's part of their Bible, you know.
Yeah. Oh, here the economy is doing so great that Citigroup says it's going to slash 20,000 jobs, 10% of its workforce by the end of 2026.
Oh, goodness.
Following its worst quarterly financial results in more than a decade. But that's Bidenomics, Philo.
I know.
You're doing great. You just don't notice it.
Yeah, just like Reaganomics did us so much good, right?
Well, I haven't seen inflation like this since Jerry Ford, man.
Yeah, well, I understand the inflation, but still, Reaganomics just put a whole bunch of people out of work.
Yeah.
They got inflation under control, but I mean, how many times during the Reagan and Bush did I lose my job from layoff?
Oh, man.
4 times.
I could not buy a job in San Diego, Philo.
Yep.
During that time in like 81, 82, whatever. It was just insane. I was clearing brush with the Mexicans at my buddy Kat's house, you know, for pocket change and gas money. And it took like over a year for them to shake the money tree and spend it on defense so that, you know, we could get back to work. Because, you know, it's like 80% of the machine shops in San Diego are defense outfits. Pro-Palestinian rioters clashed with the police at the White House, Philo.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw that on the video I had there. Okay. CDC reports a decrease in flu activity. Oh, you think? COVID-19 shots linked to autism in vaccinated rats, according to a study in Turkey. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm real big on Turkish studies either. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is seeking an additional $2.4 billion to assist illegal immigrants in her FY25 budget proposal. So Massachusetts is costing them, what, 40 million a week?
Yep.
And Hochul, or as I call her, Bucky. Bucky wants $2.4 billion. Oh, sure. Yeah. All you people that live over the border in New York, how you guys making out with that, okay? Supreme Court declines to hear trans bathroom case. Remember way back we used to say that Bathroom Billy wants to see your willy? Before you go into this bathroom, you gotta show your willy. Here it is. Judge to hear allegations of an affair, fund misuse against DA Fannie Willis. Judge in Georgia indicated, the one that's presiding over the Trump trial, indicated on January 12th that a hearing would be set for February regarding the district attorney bringing the case and allegations of her having an improper relationship with a special prosecutor. Oh, that's what it is. He's special, Philo.
Evidently, he is.
It's like special ed. He's a special prosecutor.
Oh, for sure.
He comes into court with a helmet. I'm a helmet boy. Oh, man. Improper use of funds, emotional, yada, yada, yada. The Roman cites only sources. Doesn't provide evidence or relationship or proof of these vacation expenditures. But they say that it'd be paid close to $1 million. $250 an hour, while the other lawyers get like $100 an hour. He's getting $250. So far, totaling $650,000 for this case. Okay, then let's get Trump. There's a lot of money in it.
The lawyers around here make a lot more than that.
Really?
Oh yeah, way back in 2006, I had to pay my lawyer $160 an hour.
Oh man. On January 12th, committee chairman Jim Jordan sent a letter to Wade demanding material as part of an oversight of politically motivated prosecutions by state and local officials and the potential misuse of federal funds. Yeah, you think? It's about time, man. It's about time. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. Now, what is to stop these Democrats if you from making all these sportsman clubs illegal, Philo? Democrats bring bill to outlaw armed citizen militias. Yo, you're not a sportsman's club. You're a militia. Anytime you people get together and it's guns are involved, we're sorry, but you're a militia and we're going to have to prosecute you. This is crazy. This is crazy. Let's see. What do we got for local news? Here it is. Close the border or close the government. Congress losing time to avoid shutdown. Oh no. Here we are. Biden administration now lists Houthis as global terrorists. These people are schizophrenic. They were listed as the terrorists by Trump, and Biden took them off the first week he came to power. And now that they're not playing nice, we're gonna put you back on the list, Philo.
Yes, okay, Steve. Last but not least.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's what I get for having a big mouth. Statehood for Palestine, Gaza. Right. You know what? There's plenty of desert out in the damn in Saudi Arabia. Okay, last but not least, look at all these kids. They're pro-Palestinians, but the women have their heads uncovered, Philo.
Oh, goodness gracious. What are we going to do?
Allahu Akbar.
Yep.
Stone them to death. Stone them. Stone them.
Yeah, give them lots of pot.
It's commanded in the Quran.
Get them stoned.
Once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show, so hopefully we'll see you again next week, inshallah, as the Hebrews say. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. So until then, get down on your hands and knees in the men-only mosque, sniff the bum of the guy in the man dress in front of you, head east towards the meteorite in Mecca, and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
In New Hampshire, during this primary season, I thought I was good at hiding. So I asked around, have you seen Joe? I mean, how can you have tens of thousands of people looking for you all the time and not one person find you?
What is this voodoo baloney? Here, have a little tuberculosis. How about some COVID? Maybe the flu. Okay, yeah. Fantastic.
I would say 4 days, we've charged it like 7 times.
Dying constantly.
The past few days, the weather has been in the negative, -10, -12. -12, negative, just all negatives. I can't even charge my vehicle, y'all. And then you got all these
Well,
cars
y'all
right
listen
here
to Joe.
waiting. And these Tesla, these chargers is broke.
And Kerry says, don't believe any of that. EVs run smooth. That's disinformation.
There has been a very, very clear policy, which regrettably has been attacked by people who are engaged in high levels of disinformation.
Oh, yeah.
They've been trying to scare people about the range of vehicles, so there's range anxiety out there.
Range anxiety. Okay.
People are getting anxiety because their cars are running out of juice when it's below zero, not because of disinformation. It's merely an observation.
They want mandatory electric cars. The cars go for like two hours. What are you going to do? Everyone's going to be sitting on the highway. We're all going to be looking for a little plug-in. Does anybody have a plug-in? My car just stopped. I've been driving for an hour and 51 minutes.
But even graveyards of frozen EVs won't stop Uber from electrifying their whole fleet.
Okay.
We are totally committed to electrification of our fleets. Right?
Great.
We talked about by 2030 in the U.S., Canada, Europe, 2040.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Now, if you need a ride to the airport in the winter, maybe just call a cab. Michael Schellenberger.
They still have that?
It's not conflict or climate. It is disinformation and misinformation.
Yeah, you must listen to us.
By polarization.
It's not the solution. The state is the problem itself. You are the true protagonists of this story. Sure that as from today, Argentina is your staunch, unconditional ally. Thank you very much, and long live freedom. Damn it.
The state is not the solution. The state is the enemy.
Damn it.
Good for you.
Trying to shove down the House's throat. And we have sent a clear message. I've been yelling it from the rooftops at our new speaker, Mike Johnson. He better not pass funding for Ukraine, and he better not give in and give the Biden administration and Democrats a border policy win while they're running and campaigning for re-election. That's not going to happen. The voters across the country gave Republicans the majority for a reason, because they are sick and tired of Democrat policies. And while we bragged about the power of the purse, it's time for us to use it. We've already seen 3 CRs pass this Congress. That's Nancy Pelosi's budget. That is the same budget that passes the open border policies, funds the war in Ukraine, funds the Green New Deal, DEI, and all the garbage that people are sick and tired of. But let me point this out, Steve, because this is...